We have something great for you here. Going live on Facebook too. Let me know when we're good. What's up, YouTube? I'm going to show you something really cool today. Good? I'm live. Ladies and gentlemen, the absolute best free earning strategy that exists on Wall Street. And what does free money actually look like? I would love to see if you beg to differ. I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. I want to show you something that is, to me, I consider it almost magical. I consider it almost magical. It's actually an intraday strategy that I want to show you. And I also want to update you on how we are doing on our overnight trades. And we updated it today again. And you could have been up over 25% of your money overall per stock invested if you took some of our plays. And of course, I want to show you the losers as well. I don't want to throw, a party every time I have a winner, and I don't want to sit there and cry in a corner when I have a loser. So I do want to show you all the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then I want to show you what it is to make an easy $10,000 day. And I know it sounds weird, like what is an easy? Is it really easy? I'll show you. Maybe you'll disagree with me, and I can respect that. But before watching this video and going on, you're agreeing to hold me, Mark Melnick, and T3 Live, harmless and not responsible for anything portrayed on this video. Okay, let's get right into the love right here. Beautiful move in Tesla today. Beautiful move in eBay today to the downside. And you do have all these things. And we ended up playing the actual eBay and Twitter short from last night. These were our two calls. And again, I just record what I offer for free on the Newsbeat show. And if this shows a $100,000 bet, again, if you want to take these numbers and divide it by 10 if you're doing 10,000 or times it by 10 if you're doing a million or any multiplication or division in between, you're welcome to do it. But as of right now, and the only one we called actually from the other day was Intel long. So looks like you're going to be walking in up money again, but I didn't really plug it in because I don't know what tomorrow's opening price will be. You would be up $31,172 based off our pre-earnings analysis, these free videos that we give you here. If you didn't cherry pick one bet, you would be up this much money on this sort of bet by buying at the closing price and selling at the opening price. Very simple. And some people were like, Mark, maybe you should manage some of these trades. Like you could put a running stop. Like there's certain names that actually went green that I considered losses because it was almost impossible to not sell them higher than where the stock opened because the stock opened up and then exploded. And I get that, but I really truly want to make these strategies as simple and stupid as possible. I don't want thinking involved in them, and I want them as easy as possible. But what if there was an intraday strategy as well that took away thinking? What if there was an intraday strategy where you can make a lot of money on a small account very easily? Like, for example, Thomas, who made right over here. Thomas, in his first 30 days in the room, he started with $2,000 and he's now up over $12,000. He made 600% gain in 30 days. Now, again, this is just my P&L from today, October 24th, 2019. These are my intraday trades. And I want to show you how I did it. And you tell me if this isn't free money. And maybe you'll disagree. So earlier today, there was, I'm going to tell you a story and how the story works and how it unfolds and where the stock goes now. So early on, there was a story that Activision was going to be releasing Modern Warfare tomorrow. Now, if you're not sure what Modern Warfare is, I believe it's a first person shooter. I never personally played the game, even as an ex professional gamer. I've never actually played the game. But Modern Warfare is over $1 billion game that is made by Activision. So it was circulating. People were talking about Modern Warfare coming out today. And what we did was we loaded the boat right over there. That is where we loaded the boat. My face is blocking it, so I'll take it off here for a second. This is a 5 minute chart of Activision, and this is where it is now after hours, after it was confirmed that this game is actually coming out tomorrow. Imagine how much money could you make buying at the tip of that yellow arrow on that green candle. You pretty much buy there, and your P&L goes berserk immediately. So, Newsbeat Live Room, traders made their months on these ideas, and I'm not in the chat, but so many traders wrote in the chat as well as emailed me and reached out to me and said, "Thank you, Mark, you saved my entire month. Thank you, Mark, you made my week. Thank you, Mark, you made my week." Off of this. Now, what if you were in a room and you heard right over there, this is again a 5 minute chart, right over there on Activision, that somebody was loading the boat within that name and in real time, in a real time setting? What if? What if that was you? And it's kind of interesting when people do these videos because people might sit here thinking that, I'm just cherry picking trades. No, I actually had a very successful Twitter trade, which I made decent money on as well. But these types of trades that I'm showing you is what I'm referring to here. These types of trade, keeping your ear to Wall Street, keeping your ears on the news flow, keeping true technical analysis and an understanding of which, and combining the two together, makes for the ultimate product. The best technical analysts will make money. The best news analysts and news flow guys will make money. The best fundamental analysis will make money. What if? What if there was somebody who combined all that together? What if somebody was looking at something beyond just what everyone else sees on the chart? And the chart is a very powerful tool. I know. So do most traders. News is a very powerful tool. Fundamental analysis is a very powerful tool. But what if you just had the whole shebang? What if you can have all of those things combined in one product? The funny thing is, when we dish names like this, there's nothing difficult about them. How many of you guys in the room, and I'm just asking Newsbeat Live members, because if you're on Facebook or YouTube, if you're in the room, you could answer it. If not, obviously you don't know. How many of you guys in the room actually consider this free money? Type in 11, type in me. If that you just type it in. Do you consider these types of ideas like free money? And if you could see, ladies and gentlemen, what the Wall Street, what the Newsbeat Live trading room is saying, Walt does, Kelly does, Frank does, Amy does, Cliff does, Jack does, Colton does. The whole point is the timing. If you were watching this later, it wouldn't have been SQ. And let me explain to you what actually happened later. So I'm going to pull it up in Microsoft Paint here, because right over here, somebody with a ponytail came out and started mentioning option activity right over here on the name. Somebody with a ponytail started mentioning option activity in the name right over here. And then right over here, when you see after hours right now trading live, This is a screenshot, I mean live. I don't know where Activision is at this exact second. It's at 56.30. All right, so it is the same price as I'm showing in the screenshot. 56.30 right over here, as you can see. Activision decided to shoot up even more because the desk talk and the people talking around that Activision was actually going to release Modern Warfare tomorrow actually came true. So there were many sets of value. The person with the ponytail here, ponytail value was excellent. I think I think the man with the ponytail brought a ton of value to his service, and when he also mentioned it on CNBC. The man with the ponytail brought a tremendous amount of value to his room. I commend him. Now, this is a 5-minute chart. What if he brought a tremendous amount of value, which I don't think anyone could disagree with? What do you consider the first circle here? You see, because there are really three major points today in Activision. And here was number 2, and here was whatever, number 3, after hours. The company saying that they're actually going to release it. What if you could be at the bottom, dead end, the dead bottom range of set 1? Buying at the dead bottom range of set 1. Isn't it funny? You see this little yellow line going across? That's an algorithmic trend line. So I took the technical analysis, I took the news flow, I combined it together, and my options exploded through the roof like a insert your favorite analogy here. Immediately. Immediately. There were 3 sets of value. And what I am telling you, ladies and gentlemen, is this was all over Wall Street. You want to know who did the majority of the early options activity in Activision today? Oh, I was a small part of it, the Newsbeat live room as a whole. Every option filter. How many people saw Activision go off on your option if you use option filters today? And again, not everybody is trading options. A lot of people just bought common stock, saw their P&Ls pop, and they hit out and they didn't give a you-know-what about anything else. I am saying that could be you. That could be you. And it's amazing to see people making exponential amounts of their value by trading names like this. There is nothing on Wall Street that can match this. The value that we bring you here is irreplicable. You can't teach this stuff. It's impossible. That's what it is. It is impossible to teach this stuff. But it is very possible to live out your dreams as a consistently profitable trader by following this stuff. And sometimes stuff like this comes out 3, 4, 5 times a week. And sometimes it comes out 0 times a week. Sometimes it comes out 1 time a week, 2 times a week. And I am telling you now that we are in the environment where you are going to see a lot more of this. And to me, I'll make millions. I'll make millions doing things like this. I'll make millions of dollars doing strategies like this. Even on a slow day like today. I'll make millions of dollars doing strategies like this. But the beautiful thing is you don't need to have a large account to make this money. You do not need a large account to make that money. And the funny thing is, that's funny, Kelly. The funny thing is about this whole thing is some traders don't have the capital. Some traders have very low capital. Some traders are coming to us with blown out accounts and they're making a multitude of their money. The 600% thing in 30 days to me, honestly, is kind of steep. But it's common to make multitudes of your account inside this room, from what people tell me. When people come to me and they're like, Mark, I made 5, 6, 700% of my account over the year, it makes sense. When they tell me they did in 30 days, that guy is special. But with that being said, it just seems like every single day there's somebody else who is figuring this out and having it click into them in our service. And if you do have a small account and you do want to take advantage of this, you have to be in our room. Now, I will give you value outside the room, like the best overnight strategy that's for free on Wall Street, which is right over here. And I do it in my videos. And you know what I've been doing? I've been actually doing this for a couple, couple years already. My old, Newsbeat shows throughout earnings season. Now I'm just recording them because I just want to, I never recorded them before, but I just want you to see what is happening now. So what happened, as I said, is I'm going to actually start combining charts. So what you saw here was completely fundamental analysis views of all these companies. But what I'm going to do now is I'm combining technical analysis with it. And that's how we got Intel long. That's how we got Intel long. And if you looked at Intel, I bought a test amount of shares in it, which I'll be walking into tomorrow. Nothing to mean anything. And I get so confused because I don't even know how to approach this market anymore. It's just so easy to do this intraday stuff we're doing. Why do anything else? I'm serious. Like, why? Why? Why would you do anything else but that, but this, but buy an Activision? Why would you do anything else but this? When nowhere would bring you this sort of value on Wall Street. And I say that confidently because no one else can do it. Do you know what it's like? You know what it's like to be wired in with 50 other people? Do you know what it's like to have a team around you trying to understand this information? News guys, fundamental guys, people we know at the Mobile World Congress right now, trying to learn about 5G and Inseego, people over here, people in China, people keeping their ear on the street to us in China, in Japan, all over Europe, all through the United States of America, Canada, all these different countries all communicating with us, and we just sitting there and putting all the pieces together for you so we could just give you this. Do you understand what that's like? You understand that? Or are you just going to jump out at the next flashy object? At the next flashy object. You know what it's like when you see a flashy object and you go close to it? How many people out there, every time they see something flashy on the internet, feel like the anglerfish? And that's a real fish that lives in deep ocean. By the way, I mean, this is obviously a cartoon depiction right here. But how many people see the flashy light and they come towards it and then they feel like their accounts get gobbled? How many people out there feel like that on Wall Street? You see something that looks really good, you see something that looks really tempting, you get closer, and all of a sudden, you get destroyed, you get eaten. I'm trying to prevent that for you. When I know people can buy over here with the proper setups, and how great is T3 to offer you? My setup, my layout that allows you to get in these names, my layout is conducive to doing this with speed. T3 Live offers my trading layout to members of the Newsbeat live room. It's literally inside your portal. We give you all the tools to follow us. We help set it up for you. We're like, here, take this. Here, take this. Here, take this. Tune in and listen. That's it. And I know things like this just sound too amazing, but the truth is I'm doing a video like this every other expletive day. And you know what? When I get the stories of people's lives that are changing, when I get the real stories of people's lives that are changing, This isn't a video that's just coming to you. You know, it's funny. A lot of the advertisements out there are saying, are you struggling with trading? Are you getting stopped out and watching a stock run up? Are you sitting there knowing what to do, but you just can't do it? Are you afraid to pull the trigger? Are you suffering from anxiety? Are you suffering from this? Well, join this today and we will solve all your problems. You know what? I think, I just think that traders are sick and tired of hearing that. I think traders are sick and tired of hearing that everything that they do wrong in trading is 100% on them. I don't believe it. I think we're responsible as well. Maybe not from a legal financial perspective, but in every other perspective. Yeah, you're responsible for your own money, and when you make money, you don't send me a check in the mail, and I don't write you a check when you lose money, right? But I am telling you this right now, and I need you to listen to me very, very closely. If you like being in the first box over here at the bottom of the first box over here, in this bottom range of the first box over here, and you don't want to be part of ponytail, and you don't want to be part of the ponytail, which again, I might not agree that men should have ponytails, but excellent value is brought, and I respect it. You know, I would not go to his hairstylist, but I would totally commend him on calling this at step 2. Because look at step 3. Look how much value that was. Great value. If you think that was great value, what do you think number 1 is? The best value. And we're going to have a lot more of these. And wait till you see me banging out 6-figure months back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Because it's happening. And I tell you it's happening because I could smell it coming. Just like I say on all my other videos that I'm just going to start having bang out days and bang out days. Like, how does Mark know? How do you know you're going to continue to have bang out days, Mark? Just watch and see. Now, you could be the person right now watching the next video and me sharing with you how me and Newsbeat Live members probably made well over $1 million, $2 million today in Activision alone, probably as a room, and that's just a random guess. I'm guessing that number. We probably made a couple $1 million today, at least in Activision, if not more. Overall, as a group, we're the largest trading room here at T3 Live. We're number 1 in size. We're number 1 in growth. You know why? Because we can do things like this, which nobody else can. That's why we dwarf other rooms outside on Wall Street. That is why I have seen in my 12 years more traders being able to provide for their families and do good things in the world over anyone else. You know how much charity we give every single couple months? You know how much, and I love it. You know what my favorite thing to do is? Write-offs during tax season. Write-offs. That's my favorite thing in the world. And I write off a ton of them. I write off a ton of them because we give. And again, you might stop and say, well, why are you running this room? I don't know. Maybe from certain religious aspects in me, feel like I have something special that I want to share with the world. Maybe that's how I feel. I don't need to do this job. I don't. I don't. I do it because I love it. I love the emails. I love people who write to me and saying, Mark, I'm able to support myself and my 4 kids solely on your room alone. When people, and I get so many emails like that, people supporting their families and their loved ones and dudes traveling all over the world that just log in to trade with us for half an hour a day, and they're Mac daddies and they're making their money and they're taking care of everything. And when I see that, sometimes I tear. Like I don't know, like, and I'm a pretty tough dude. Like I was shot at, I was sliced, I was stabbed. But when I read a story like that, like I tear. It's like one dude had heart surgery and he had to leave the room for heart surgery and he had to he had to pause his account service, and he was sending in, papers that he was having open heart surgery, and he's unable to go back to work. People think you just have open heart surgery and then, oh, you just go back to life and everything's good. Your heart works. Not exactly. Maybe my ignorance. Maybe that's why I thought that, but apparently that's not the case. And they'll just come in and he's like, Mark, like, I had open heart surgery. I can't really deal with a lot of stress, but that's why I trade in your room because I know I'm not going to have a lot of stress. And the doctor says I have to stay away from stress. So you know what he does? He's a full-time trader in the Newsbeat live room. That's how you stay away from stress in the markets. And when he tells me things like that, it breaks me. Like he sent me a picture of him and his wife and his family, and he literally shows me the people that he's able to support and help as a result of this service, and it crushes me inside. I break down. And you know what? For moments like that, that's what I live for. I live for moments like that because maybe I wasn't, I was a juvie and we have a lot of NYPD in the room and a lot of whatever. And like my records are in the NYPD. I've been, down to central booking more times than I would have liked to. And it just feels like almost like a chance to do good for the people around you. And by being able to do that for others and really bring out the best in others, it's almost a form of self repentance and self gratification. It's actually, sometimes I actually think to myself that it comes from a very selfish place to be able to do this for others. But if you're a trader out there and you really want consistency, you don't want somebody to just tell you, do you suffer from this? Do you suffer from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, also Q, R, S, T, U, V, and W, X, Y, Z? Do you suffer from those things? And you're like, yeah, that person's talking to me. Wow. But you want a real solution to make money without all the words, without thinking that everything you're doing is wrong in this world and that you'll never make it. And you love being a day trader because you understand the freedom that it brings if you can make something like this work. Hopefully, this message will resonate with you because if it doesn't, I really hope this chart does. It is a very, very powerful chart. And, you know, I will bring you as much free or easy money as I can. So, with that being said, again, just show you our overnight ideas. I guess I'll share with it Sunday for what we're doing on Monday. Again, my only overnight idea here was Intel. On our last call, it was Intel long. I guess I'll discuss some Amazon with you guys as well. Intel popped all the way up to 56.95. Now it's resting now, just up a couple points, $2.12 at the moment at 54.35. It did pull back because Amazon made it real difficult. So I want to go over Amazon's earnings. As you guys know, I was very negative on it after we called the eBay short very successfully, but I didn't put myself on the record of calling Amazon short. That's why you won't see Amazon on my list. But $4.23 per share, that misses the 462 expected. They did have revenue of 70 billion versus 68.81 billion expected. All that honestly doesn't mean much to me. This is what I think did it. They see Q4 revenue 80 to 86.5 billion versus the 87.37 billion expected. And when I was showing you this chart yesterday of why this chart is decimating Amazon, I find it kind of funny. I showed you the US dollar yuan, which is the US Chinese dollar, and the more it goes up, the worse it is for Amazon. So check this out, what they said based on their projection. They said Q4 net sales are expected to be between 80 to 86.5 billion, or grow 11 to 20% compared with the fourth quarter of 2018. This is the fundamental analysis part that I was offering you guys last night. This is from the this is direct words from the company. Ready? This guidance anticipates an unfavorable impact of approximately 80 basis points from foreign exchange rates. Operating income is expected to be 1.2 to 2.9 billion, compared with 3.8 billion in fourth quarter 2018. So they're already admitting that this is what is destroying them. So I'll tell you right now what I'm going to do for the next Amazon earnings. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see where the US dollar Chinese yuan is. I'm going to record it. US dollar Chinese yuan is about $7.07 Chinese dollars for every one US dollar. And if this number goes lower, that's going to bode very well for Amazon. And if this number goes higher, that's going to bode very negatively for Amazon. I know nobody out there is talking about that when Amazon. Everybody talks how they love the service. I love the service. I use Amazon Prime. I order Fiji bottled waters. The person who delivers my Fiji bottled waters, I order like 3 boxes of those things. Those things weigh more than like dark matter from outer space. It weighs more than like a black hole. It's just like the heaviest thing in the world. Like literally, like it's like an automatic backbreaker. And I order it from Amazon, and I have somebody who brings it to my door, and I don't care, and I will pay for somebody to do that. I'll pay somebody to do that for me, to make my shopping easier. And I love everything about their service, but as long as these rates remain high, the people who are flipping items, buying it from the Chinese factories and flipping them here in the United States, are going to have a much more difficult time making money. And that is the reason why Amazon is down, because their guidance anticipates an unfavorable impact from foreign exchange rates, most notably, take it from me, this foreign exchange rate. So you already have the answer to Amazon's future. If you see this US dollar Chinese yuan drop in value, I'm going to be very bullish on next Amazon's report. If you see this thing going higher, I'm going to continue to be bearish. Tomorrow's levels today, sure, why not? And by the way, like, thumbs up this video if this means anything to you. It costs you nothing. I don't monetize my YouTube and Facebook, but it means a lot to me when you guys thumbs it up. It really means a lot to me. Like, slap the like button right now. Why? Because when you put your heart and soul into something, and you see that positive feedback come back to you, it actually makes me want to give more. Like, you guys are my motivation. You guys are my motivation. And I know that sounds weird, and I know that sounds, I don't know how it sounds like, but I promise you it's coming from the most sincere part of my body, which would be my heart, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, it's very sincere. Here are tomorrow's levels today. Take advantage of them. Take advantage of them. They're free. Just like I give you the best overnight strategy for free. And again, I'm learning. I'm learning every single day. I'm learning every single day. I'm recording it. I told you guys I was going to record it before I saw the result from Biogen and Hog and Hasbro and all these names. I'm changing it up a little by only focusing on news combined with the not news, imagine I had the report before, the fundamental analysis as well as the technical analysis in one. And the first play I got since I started doing that was Intel, and obviously it's looking real good. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, it's my humble honor and ultimate life's pleasure to serve you and do everything I can to help you become just another successful, consistently successful trader who can take care of their lives and their bills while maybe even saving a little bit of money. It is my absolute humble honor to bring that to you. Happy trading, make money. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.